Hey guys, how are we doing today? This is Wally with LearnerNet.com, and in today's local web review, we're going to be talking all about the benefits of using their managed WordPress hosting services to create your website today. If you guys have a website right now, perhaps with a shared web hosting provider, and you want to upgrade to it due to increased need of resources, perhaps you're receiving higher volumes of traffic, and you want to migrate your website from your current provider over to Liquid Web. This video review will be ideal for you. Before we get started, if you guys are new here to this channel for LearnerNet.com, hit the subscribe button, guys, right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So Liquid Web, guys, has been around for an extremely long time. They specialize primarily in managed hosting services. All that really means in a nutshell is that all of the updates with your cores, your plugins, software such as WordPress and other scripts automatically updates for you, and you have actually stronger security measures, in place, unlike most shared web hosting providers online. So, if you guys are looking for a rock solid web hosting provider, and Liquid Web is a really nice provider to get started with today. What I did for you guys is I put together a really nice outline that goes over some essential points that I feel that you should know before getting started today with Liquid Web. Keep in mind, guys, that there are some discounted links right below that'll give you access to up to 75% off today off either a VPS plan or a dedicated plan. So there's some amazing discounts, some amazing deals. And for this reason, I wanted to take out a few moments of my time today to go over this information with you. There are mainly four different areas that we're going to be focusing on today, guys, with this Liquid Web hosting review. One is obviously going to be costs. What does it cost to get started, with them? How is Liquid Web's pricing? We're going to also talk about uptime performance, which really measures how reliable a web hosting provider is with their servers. How often do they appear online? We're going to also talk about customer support. What types of customer support does Liquid Web have? What do other people think about their customer support? And also, we want to talk about security. Obviously, we live in a world where things are unsecure, and an average of 30,000 websites are hacked each and every day. And so, what is Liquid Web doing to protect websites online? These are the main four areas that I wanted to talk about today in this video review. If you guys have any questions at all about this review or about Liquid Web in general, you can obviously drop your questions right below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. So let's get started by talking about their VPS plans itself. As I mentioned before, with Liquid Web, they focus primarily in managed hosting services itself. So if you're looking for shared hosting packages and Liquid Web is not for you, I will leave some links right below of some recommended providers that you can check out that are reputable, and they do have a good reputation, but they're better for shared web hosting providers. Liquid Web has VPS plans that are really, really nice. You'll notice that you will have a specific amount of resources that will be dedicated to each one of the packages that we have. You're getting up to 75% off on any one of these four packages. What I recommend with web hosting in general is that you buy more web hosting up front. You'll notice that with each of these packages, you can purchase up to 24 months, you can do 12 months, or even go month by month. I really don't recommend that for any web hosting provider. Obviously you're going to be paying more money on the front and back end by doing that. And so you notice that if you purchase more web hosting up front, 24 months, like in this case, when it actually renews, the price is just going to go up. And so it's just best to just take advantage of these deals right now. That way you can save the most money today. So you guys will notice off back that with each one of the four packages right here, each one offers its unique benefits and resources. What you guys want to do is to think about which one that'll be best for your particular situation. Maybe if you are using a shared provider right now, you just want to upgrade to the first tier. I recommend you getting started right there. And of course, you can just scale up as you need more resources. On the first tier itself, you're getting 40 gigabytes of SSD storage. You're getting a 10 terabytes of bandwidth. With all of the plans across the board, you can use either Plex, Interworks, to basically allow you to create unlimited websites online with WordPress, or you can even use cPanel. So with any of the plans across the board, you're going to have access to each of these different management platforms to be able to create unlimited websites online. And the cool thing is that you do have website backups. It's very, very important. We're going to talk a little bit more about that with the security aspect of this local web hosting review a little bit later. But one of the things that I wanted to mention, guys, is that if you want to save the most amount of money, both on the front and back end, I highly, highly recommend that you lock in for more web hosting. You'll see that if you lock in with 24 months of web hosting, you're going to get it for only $15 a month. So it's a huge discount, 75% off that you guys are getting today by locking in these amazing rates, but only if you do it at 24 months up front. If you were to only purchase 12 months with the first tier itself, still a great deal, but it'll be $35 per month. So basically what you guys want to determine are the exact terms that you feel would be best for you. Of course, I recommend in this review that you guys lock in with 24, but if you want to get only 12 months or you want to go month to month, then you'll see obviously that the price will change, slightly. If you look at the second tier itself, you can see that it only goes for $99 per month, but if you're using the links below, you're going to get it for only $25 per month. With this one, it comes with 4 CPUs, 100 gigabytes of SSD, 10 terabytes of bandwidth. With the third tier, that normally goes for $139 per month, you're getting it for only $35 per month. An amazing deal. Of course, you're getting this up front. It's going to come with 8 CPUs, 150 gigabytes of SSD, 10 terabytes of bandwidth. The fourth tier that normally goes for $189 per month, you're going to get it for only $95 per month. With this one, you notice that it comes again with 8 CPUs, but there's an increase with SSD disk space of 200 gigabytes. You're going to also receive 10 terabytes of bandwidth. The awesome thing about these packages, guys, is that with any of the packages that you select, they're going to be able to support high volumes of traffic. And so with that, I think it's a plus, for Liquid Web, is that as a managed hosting provider, they're able to support high volumes of traffic with any website that you create online. And so what I recommend, guys, that you do with the VPS plans is that you select the one that you feel would be best for you. As you notice right here, you're going to be able to save up to 75% off if you're locking in with the 24 months. Now, with the dedicated hosting plans, they have some amazing, amazing deals as well with these, where you'll be able to save up to 50% off with their dedicated hosting servers. You'll notice that there are 3 plans that you can select from. The first tier normally goes for $199 per month, but if you're using the links below, you're going to get it for only $99 per month. The second tier normally goes for $249 per month, but if you're using the links below, you're going to get 40% off, and it'll bring it down to only $149 per month. With the third tier that normally goes for $299 per month, it's going to drop down to $189 per month, and that's a 36% off discount with that. And so you guys are buying your very own dedicated server. All of these resources will be dedicated to your website and no other website. On the first tier, you're getting 4 cores, 16 gigabytes of RAM. All of this RAM is dedicated to your website. It's not shared with anybody else. On the second tier, you're getting 8 cores along with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And you can see that as you scale up, the resources will just increase. And so what you want to do with this, guys, is you want to think about which of the dedicated hosting plans you feel would be absolutely best for you. With all of the plans itself, you're going to have amazing security. They all come with CDNs. Every website online should have CDNs. You have website backups, which are really great for security. That way you can always create an additional copy of your website in the event something happens. There are tons and tons of benefits and features that come with not only the VPS plans, but also with the dedicated hosting plans itself. And so now that you guys have a good overall understanding of what to expect in the way of costs, let's talk about renewal fees versus introductory prices. So going back to the VPS plans itself, you notice that obviously these plans right here are special discounted prices, the introductory prices. So what that means is that if you lock in right now for a longer period, of web hosting, you guys are going to be able to take advantage of these extremely low prices. When the web hosting itself renews, it's going to renew back at the price that's crossed out right here. The same is true with the dedicated hosting plans as well. When you guys take advantage of the discounted prices that you're seeing right here, once it renews, let's say, if you're getting like 24 months of web hosting, like 2 years, once it renews, the price itself is just going to go up. And this is the case not only with Liquid Web, but with any web hosting provider online. And for that reason, it's highly, highly recommended that you purchase more web hosting up front. And so that's basically how web hosting works in general. But when I've compared like different managed WordPress hosting providers online with like Liquid Web, you'll see that they have the absolute lowest prices, not only on the front end, but also on the back end. And for that reason, I highly recommend using Liquid Web today. So next in this Liquid Web review, guys, I wanted to talk about something that's extremely important, and that's uptime performance. Uptime performance is really a measure of how often your website appears online. For example, you guys are watching this video right now, likely on YouTube, but if you're on my website and you're watching this video, it means that my website was online and when you actually click through, and that I actually have really great uptime performance. And so when you create a website with Liquid Web, it's really important to know how reliable their servers are. Obviously, if you're creating your website, you're creating it to make money. And if your website is not online when people are searching for it, be it through Google, Yahoo, or Bing, or another search engine that they may be using, if they can't access your website, then it means that you're losing money. The awesome thing about Liquid Web across the board is that they have rock solid uptime performance. They maintain an average of 99.999%, which is absolutely amazing. The vast majority of web hosting providers online, be it shared or maybe some other WordPress providers that are online, average maybe 99.9, which is like the standard industry average. But in the case of Liquid Web, they take it to a whole new level. And so that's something that I wanted to highlight about their web hosting, is that not only it's managed, with their VPS and they're dedicated, you don't have to worry about updating like any cores or PHP or plugins or any security. Everything is done for you, but also you have super, super reliable web hosting services that you guys are getting started with today. And so it's very, very important. I can't overemphasize that. And for that reason, the price is warranted with what you guys are paying today. Let's talk about company reputation. What is it that people think about Liquid Web in general? To do that, I wanted to take you guys over to a really nice site called trustpilot.com. On this site, guys, you'll find unbiased reviews of customers just like me and you who love Liquid Web services. You notice that across the board, based on a 5-star scale, they have a 4.6, which is amazing. You'll see the breakdown of it, where 85% say that they will give Liquid Web 5 stars. You have 4% that give them 4 stars, less than 1% say 3, 1% say 2, and 9% say 1. You notice that on trustpilot.com, if you plug in any web hosting provider online, be it Bluehost, HostGator, iPage, domain.com, any of these web hosting providers online, if you plug in the actual name right in this box right here and you hit enter, you'll get a report just like this. And you can basically compare what people think about the web hosting providers. And so I wanted to mention this site because it's a very valuable website where you can find, unbiased reviews by people from all around the world that use, Liquid Web's web hosting services. And so if you look down, guys, like for even people that gave them 5 stars, you can see what they think about the web hosting, the tech support. Very, very positive. And these are all in the month of May that we're actually doing this Liquid Web review. But people just rave about the web hosting services. That's something that I wanted to highlight with you guys. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to this right below. And if you want to take some time out after watching this review to look through these reviews and just to see what people think about the web hosting itself, I highly, highly recommend that you guys do that. Not only with Liquid Web, but with any web hosting provider you may be considering online. Because the fact is this, if you have an issue with your web hosting itself, you want to know that the web hosting provider is there to answer any questions or to resolve any issues that you may be experiencing. In the case of Liquid Web, they have 24/7, 365-day customer support by phone, chat, email. A lot of web hosting providers online only offer chat or email support. But in the case of Liquid Web, there's phone support, chat support, and email support, and they respond really, really fast, guys. The next thing that I wanted to cover in this Liquid Web review is security. As I mentioned before in the beginning of this review, websites are hacked each and every day. According to one stat that I saw online, it mentioned that an upwards of 30,000 websites are hacked each and every day. And that's alarming. And so, with a stat like that, obviously you want to know, will your website be protected online? In the case of Liquid Web, they have tons of measures, in place, some of which I wanted to mention today. You get free SSL certificates. That's something that Google highly esteems with websites today when ranking them for SEO purposes. They use mod security. You get a dedicated IP address. I mention this because typically, if you have a shared web hosting provider, you are sharing an IP address. Thousands of people may be sharing the same IP address. And if somebody is doing something spammy online, it's going to be attached to your website, and your website could be removed, from line. And so having your very own dedicated IP address, with your VPS plan or with your dedicated plan itself is just absolutely amazing. That way you can control everything that's happening online with your website. In the case of around-the-clock protection, you're getting malware protection. If you do get malware, like on your site, they do have actually scanning that goes on 24/7, but they'll actually remove the malware as well. They also have brute force and DDoS attack protection as well. So you can count on around-the-clock protection for your website. And this is another major reason, guys, why I highly recommend using Liquid Web to create your websites today. And so with Google Online, guys, you can have like the absolute best content. You can have a really beautiful website. But if you don't have certain measures in place to really assure that you have great page loads or great user experience, your website is not going to rank well online. And so in the case of Liquid Web, they give you a free CDN. CDNs are content delivery networks, and these assure your website will load fast no matter where your visitors are coming from. They have several data centers, and you will be connected to the data center that's closest to your visitors. That way you can promote very fast page loads and website performance, and also a better user experience for your visitors that come to your site. Liquid Web is really great for Nginx hosting. All that means is that they're able to support high volumes of traffic. So if you have a website that's getting like hundreds of thousands or in the millions of website visitors each and every month, Liquid Web is ideal for that. Now, as for data centers, guys, there's one that's in Lansing, Michigan. There's one in Phoenix, Arizona, and also one in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So basically, just depending on where your visitors are coming from, you can select a data center that'll be best for you. And of course, with Liquid Web, you guys have access to different content management systems. Most people create websites online using WordPress, but if you want to create it using Joomla, Drupal, Magento, OpenCart, or another script that's out there, you have access to doing that. As I mentioned before, you can use either cPanel if your current web hosting provider that you're using right now, you want to migrate over to Liquid Web, and it's cPanel there, and you want to migrate over. You can just migrate all of your data and info over to Liquid Web's servers. It's 100% free to do that. Keep in mind, guys, that Liquid Web has a 30-day money-back guarantee. What this means is that if you get started today with one of their VPS plans itself, or you get one of the 3 dedicated plans, if you feel that their web hosting is not for you, you can contact customer support and they'll give you your money 100%. So the big question that I want to answer today is, do we recommend using Liquid Web? Absolutely. They're a rock solid web hosting provider that's very secure. They have amazing customer support. They're very affordable and have all of the resources that you guys will need to be able to create your website and maintain it going forward. So what I want you guys to do right now is to get started today by using the links below. Keep in mind that you guys are going to be saving up to 75% off with Local Web's hosting plans today. Also, what I want you guys to do is to like this video if you found value from it. I want you to share it online. Share also my website. That way other amazing people just like yourselves will be able to find it. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. I want to thank you guys so much for taking out the time today to watch this Local Web hosting review. You guys have an amazing day and a successful year going forward.